This is an independently produced show and is not associated with CrossFit HQ or Crossfit Media. The views and opinions on this show reflect that only of the host and the host alone, and not that of CrossFit HQ or CrossFit Media. I'm Arthur, and this is your South Central Regional Report for March 19th, 2013. Well, 13.1 give us burpees and snatches in a couplet. 13.2 give us a triplet of 5 push presses, 10 deadlifts, and 15 box jumps in a 10-minute AMRAP. Now, 13.1 was designed to test your endurance over a 17-minute long haul. 13.2, however, was designed to test how big your lungs were and how fast you could sprint with relatively light weight through this workout. When the workout ended at 10 minutes, CrossFitters everywhere felt like they had been working out for 30. This was an extremely intense and very difficult workout, even though it looked relatively easy on paper. As usual, though, the best of the best came to the top of the leaderboards once again. Let's go and have a look and see how things are turning out this week. In the men's division, no big surprise here as Rich Froning sits on top of the leaderboard again. But right behind him are Matt Baird and the 2009 CrossFit Games winner Mikko Salo, making a comeback after suffering injury in the 2011 CrossFit Games and sitting out the 2012 season. On the super competitive ladies side, we have Daniel Sodell and Samantha Briggs in a tie for first place. But Kalina Lechadoras, I'm sure I murdered that and I'm sorry, is nipping at their heels at third place. Team division. CrossFit Milford holds on to first place again this week, but two powerhouses have jumped up behind them with Diablo CrossFit in second and Valley CrossFit in third. Masters 40-44 on the men's side. Chris DeZonis moves up from third and is in a tie right now for first place with Bill Grunler. For the ladies, we have a 2011 CrossFit Games competitor, Amanda Allen, currently occupying first place. We have Natalie Corners in second. In third place, however, is a South Central Regional competitor, Cindy Pierce from CrossFit 380. Masters 45-49. We have the top 5 athletes in the men's and women's division made up entirely of 2012 CrossFit Games competitors. In the men's division, we see Ronald Thomas sitting on top of the pack, but in a 3-way tie for 5th place, we see Mike Ford, Lee Sanford, and Mike Foreigner. In the ladies division, we have Lisa Mickelson taking the top spot with Cindy Briggs right on her tail. Masters 50-54. Men, no surprises here as Gord McKinnon sits on top of the leaderboard again. Gord's a powerhouse in this division, and he looks to be establishing his dominance early. The women, we see Joy Bruning is our current leader with Colin Ferry in second. Masters 55-59. Now, last week in the men's division, we had a 2-way tie for first place. But this week, David Hippensteel sits alone in first place, followed by Roy Leedy. We also see another 3-way tie, this time for third place. Over on the ladies' side, we see Gabrielle Schlitz sitting in first, with Lydia Beer in second. And the 2012 CrossFit Games winner, Marnell King, sits in third. Masters 60+. Men, not a lot of movement here as Bruce Suda takes first in 13.2 and sits in first again this week overall. Gary Jones and Scott Olson are both tied for second. Women, Donna Walters sits in first again this week with Sue Steinhauer making a leap up to second. And now, let's look at our South Central region. Men, Roy Gambona has moved up to first place with consistent performances in 13.1 and 13.2. However, right behind him is Jesse Haynes, who took 22nd at regionals this year. David Schwinkel sitting in third, and in a 2-way tie for 5th place, we have Courtney Wurstiger and Drew Biganall. On the ladies' side, we see Jen Jones continue her dominance again this week, sitting in first place. Candice Ruiz makes a big jump into second, and you've heard this name earlier from the 40 to 44-year-old division, but Cindy Pierce is in third. We have Jenna Gracie in fourth, and we have a 2-way tie for 5th between Lindsay Marshall and Amanda Schwartz. Team competition. Get Lifted has to share first place this week with Woodward CrossFit RWB, but they can't get too cozy because Team CrossFit Central is coming after them, and Team CrossFit Deep and CrossFit Kima are all chasing very close behind. Masters 40-44. In the men, we've got Brandon Bozer moving into first place overall as Brian Osteval moves up to second and Jason Linian moves to third. The ladies, there she is again, Cindy Pierce in first. But Molly Pate is hot on her heels in this division, and Tammy McDonald is only 1 point behind Pate. Masters 45-49. Cliff Lewis holds on to first place again this week. In a two-way tie for second, however, we've got John Heenley and David Rowland. The ladies, we see Ken Dunlap and Kelly Gilroy trade places, with Gilroy moving into first and Dunlap dropping down to second. We also see the same kind of movement in third and fourth place as Shannon Gallagher moves to third and Shar Caporli moves to fourth with Lydia Schmidt in a tie. Masters 50-54. Men, Galen Valadez is still in first while Jack Crawley moves from fifth up into second. Third and fourth place remain unchanged from last week, with Keith Stratton and Michael Ford remaining in those spots. We had a similar situation occur in the ladies division, with Bonita Thompson still in first place again, but Maud Hetch stays in second but is in a tie now with Anna Brenner. We also have again another two-way tie for fifth place. Masters 55-59 in what's becoming a repeating pattern, the men's division. Bob Patterson and Ken Greaves are now tied for first place. And again, another two-way tie at fifth. The women also have a tie for first place as well, with Robin Brothwick and Laura Shackelford. Masters 60+. The men in the top five remain the same, but they've moved around a little bit. Frank Trimble is on top of the pack, while Bruce Baker moves from fifth to tie for third with Emilio Greco. The women, Susan Williams and Sherry Coombs change places this week, with Coombs in first and Williams in second. Those were some amazing scores. And speaking of scores, I would be derelict in my duties as a host if I didn't address the Josh Golden situation. For those of you who don't know, Josh Golden is an athlete in the Southern California region out of CrossFit Grover Beach. And what happened was Josh submitted his score for 13.2 with an amazing 387 reps. That put him in a tie for first place worldwide. But what happened a day or so after the deadline, a video surfaced of Josh doing 13.2. And it was clear throughout the entirety of the video that Josh wasn't hitting the movement standards. Either on his push press, there were a few in that looked kind of bad. His deadlifts, he didn't achieve full extension, and he didn't achieve full extension multiple times on box jumps. This video went viral throughout the CrossFit community, and it even garnered the attention of CrossFit HQ. CrossFit HQ, upon review of the video, invalidated Josh's score, knocking him completely out of contention for his region. To compound the matter and make it a little bit worse for him and his affiliate, they invalidated CrossFit Grover Beach from validating any scores for the remainder of the 2013 season, and their athletes will now have to travel to another box to perform the remainder of the CrossFit Open workouts or submit videos of them performing these workouts online. Now, I think this is a great teachable moment for the CrossFit community. It's important that we always hit the movement standard. Now, a lot of people say, well, that standard is slow or inefficient. It's that way for a reason. One, it's easy to judge the movement. Full extension is full extension. The bottom of a squat is the bottom of a squat. It makes judging a good routine for the judges that are doing it. And secondly, those standards are actually there to keep you from getting hurt. If you look at a few of the things Josh was doing, it looks like he could eventually blow out his back on those deadlifts or kill his Achilles on those box jumps. The standards are there not only for judging, but for your safety. So just always stick to the standards, no matter what workout you do. It'll keep you competitive in the long run. We're a few hours away from 13.3 being announced, and Kristen Clever and Tatalana Fortunato will take each other on in 13.3 shortly after that workout is announced. It's going to be exciting to watch. Well, this has been your South Central Regional Report. I'm Arthur, and we'll see you next time.